There will be an opportunity for silent prayer and meditation. Please take your seats. Honorable members, we have the opportunity to announce to you that this House is happy to welcome 2 new members, the Honorable Mthethwa from KZN, the Honorable Ter Blanche from the Western Cape. The 2 honorable members were sworn in very recently, and we want to welcome them amongst us. Honorable members, does any member wish to give notice of a motion? I have noted Honorable Mutara, Honorable Mikilaikos, Honorable Mateis, Honorable Chetty, Honorable Groenewald, oh, my apologies. Honorable Ntebe is sitting at a blind spot. I have not taken Honorable Dimpambo, Shibukwan. Do I have everybody? Yes. Shall we start with Honorable Mutara?
Thank you, Chairperson. I hereby move that in the next sitting of Council, I shall move that Council notes and expresses its grave concern regarding the use of excessive force and poor policing associated with student protests, both at Parliament yesterday and in the Northwest. Takes this opportunity to raise utmost concern in the manner in which the police managed the protests and the access points of Parliament, leading to an unnecessarily chaotic invasion of Parliament. Takes this opportunity to join the call for the immediate release of all arrested students that were arrested throughout the country and the unconditional dropping of all charges against them, and appeals to the police to act with restraint and within the confines of their responsibility to accomplish a lawful and peaceful policing of peaceful student protests for a long-lasting solution to the escalating cost of access to higher education, which prevents thousands of students from poor families their rights to access higher education as one of the essential elements to access economic opportunities and break the barrier of generational poverty to many families across South Africa. I so move.
Thank you. The Honorable Mikilaikos.
Thank you, Honourable Chairperson. Honourable Chairperson, on behalf of the Democratic Alliance, I hereby wish to move that at its next sitting, this Council debates the state of our provincial health departments, specifically the loss of professional staff, doctors and specialists in the state's employment, and how it adversely affects providing adequate health care to all South Africans. I so move.
Thank you. Honourable Member. Is there any other member? Honourable Mateis.
Thank you, Chair. I have an urgent motion and I move on behalf of the Economic Freedom Fighters in terms of Rule 81 of the Rules of the National Council of Provinces, and I move to have an urgent motion that the Council in today's sitting takes note of the events that took place in Parliament yesterday, in which thousands of students marched peacefully, asking the Minister of Higher Education and Training to force universities not to hike student fees for 2016. I'm still reading, listen. Further note that the March to Parliament was a joint effort by students over the past week to force the powers that may be, both in government and at universities, to listen to the concerns that students raised, including fees must fall movements and the decolonization of the South African higher education system. Acknowledge that the cost of higher education is albatross around the necks of many poor people, a majority of black students in our country. Therefore, we ask the Council urgently debates in today's sitting the provision of free quality education until the attainment of the first degree in South Africa for all South African students, as this matter directly affects the student life in almost all provinces. I so move.
Honorable Dlamini.
Thank you very much, Honorable Chair. Rising on a point of order because the motion has already been read.
Thank you, ma'am. Honorable Matais, take your seat. Honorable Matais, take your seat. Take your seat. Honorable Matais, no, I'm not screaming at you. I said to take your seat. Honorable Matais. Honorable Matais. Honorable Matais, take your seat. You are being instructed to take your seat. Honorable Matais, take your seat. Order. Order. Honorable members, we will respect ourselves. We have a long day ahead of us and a very important debate. We also must be able to accord each other the respect and accord the people who are watching us that same respect. Honorable Dlamini, you raised a point of order on the basis that the motion raised by the Honorable Matais had already been dealt with. I actually allowed Honorable Matais to continue with the motion because I wanted to find out whether the motion, although it is on the same subject, was going to be exactly the same motion as the motion raised, the notice for the motion raised by the Honorable Mutara. Although it is on the same subject, they don't speak to the same. Honorable Mutara's notice of a motion speaks to how the students were treated, The emphasis of the notice of the motion raised by Honorable Matais is that the House must today order was that the House today must debate the events of yesterday. And that is why I wanted to hear what that motion was all about. I will be advised by the table here, but up to noon, I had not received any notice or any request for such a matter to serve urgently before this House. It is raised as a notice of a motion. Therefore, it will be treated as a notice of a motion. We move on. Honorable Chetty, you are next.
The Rule 81 does not instruct or say anything that you need to be informed prior. It says that any motions or anything that is of the privileges of council here, and it can precede any business of the day. And I do understand you're referring to another motion where you need to be notified on that day, but I'm raising on Rule 81, not the other.
Thank you,
rule.
ma'am. I have ruled, Honorable Chetty. Honorable Chetty? Oh, please.
Thank you, Madam Chairperson. I hereby move, without notice, that this council notes and congratulates the appointment of Mr. Vuma Clinton Mashinini of the Independent Electoral Commission of South Africa